Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I think I fixed my chat issue, so let me test that out. Yes, I fixed it. Oh my goodness, that was really quite stressful. And I'll tell you all what I did to get into that problem in the first place. It's a little bit embarrassing, but it also will give you insight into my character. Yeah, let me know if you can all hear me and see me. Well, see my picture. Yeah, because I see there's some of you in here. I don't know why I go and I try to like fix out the chat and I try to do a private live stream, and sometimes even though like I go through all the effort to make sure not to click on the live stream I have scheduled, for whatever reason it won't work. I don't know what's going on, and that's what happened this morning. So I was doing a public live stream or a private live stream to try to figure out the chat issue, but it wasn't working. You know, since no one's responding, I'm gonna ask. Oh, good. Oh, hi, Ivy, House of Bark from Germany. Yay, Helen, you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I was about to test out the chat to see if you could hear me or not. Hi, Space Cat. Wondered if you might do an episode on the body language of those around Markle. Oh, that's a really good idea because everybody usually looks so uncomfortable. Is there a specific one you want to talk about, Space Cat? Let me know and I can start like looking and collecting that video. Hi, Metal. Hi, Alaska. I'm glad you made it. Oh, that's okay that you have to go out to dinner soon. I hope you have a good time, and I'm glad you can hear me clearly and see the chat. We made it. I got the chat to work. I'm so excited about that. And I'll tell you all what happened. You're all gonna laugh, but it's really it'll show you guys a little bit of my character. Yeah, and I'm glad you made it, Alaska. During the weekdays, it's hard for me to get on except like in the afternoon, like 6 p.m. for me. And I think I'll do that regularly on the weekdays. And I'll try on the weekends to do closer to the morning so that it's better in UK time. Oh, Metal can't hear anything. Metal, is it working now? I don't know why. Is anyone else not able to hear me? I hope you can all hear me. So I'll tell you what happened. I've taken up photography as a hobby, and what I've been doing is I'll take pictures of my puppy and I'll dress her up, and I'll take the pictures in my bedroom, which is really boring, but I'll use Photoshop and put her in these like amazing backgrounds, like super cute things. And like this week I did so that it looked like she was in the snow and in front of a fireplace. Oh, Metal. Oh my gosh, Metal. I was about to like call the IT people, send them over to Metal's house. Okay, Helen, I'm glad you can hear me. I'm glad. So as I was working on Photoshop, it gave me this message like your disk is too full. And so I go and I look and I'm like, I really don't have that much stuff on my computer. I don't know why it would say that I have too much space. So I went and I deleted like so much stuff. And this is also kind of how I clean the house. Like just throw it away. I'll worry about if I ever need it again, I'll worry about it then. But if I haven't used it, I'm not going to need it. So along with all of that, I pretty much deleted this chat application. So I figured that out this morning, like a half an hour ago. And luckily I remembered how to fix it. So I went and I re-downloaded it and installed it. And then before I put out this announcement for this live stream, I was like, okay, I need to do another private live stream, check out the chat, and then I'll create live stream number 12. So that's how we got here. Do any of you do that too? Like when you go cleaning, you're just like I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm just going to get rid of it. It's not my problem right now. Future me can worry about it when I need it again. Yeah, so I have a couple of ideas of what to do today. I have 5 questions again that we can go through, and then I also have an article. So, and the article, we'll like talk about it a little bit, but there's a couple of questions I want to ask you guys. It's a little bit towards the end. There are some captions that are pretty funny in the article, and I thought we would talk about it. So do you all have a preference? Do you want to do the questions first? Do you want to do the funny questions first? Do you want to do the article first? I'm thinking we'll probably go for about an hour and 15 minutes or so. My puppy is sitting behind me. Metal says usually Google account only allows 15 gigabytes. But this was like physically like on my hard drive, my computer hard drive. Yeah, and I don't, so when I actually look at it, it's like the majority of my data, like 120 gigabytes, I want to say, is like system stuff. So something's wrong with my computer. I need to figure out like why that is. And I also got one of those external hard drives because I know if I'm going to take up photography as a hobby, I really need a better way of like cataloging all the pictures I'm taking, because they take up a lot of space. When you have the raw data files, they take a lot more space. So what do you all think? Time for an upgrade, Metal. I just got this one. See, I would agree with you, except I think I bought this like a year and a half ago. So it's a fairly new computer, and it's an iMac. You know, they're pricey. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something wrong. Like I need the Apple people to come and figure out like why does their system stuff take up so much space? Because it's not my actual data. It's not really my pictures or any files or anything. Yeah. Yeah. Treat myself to an upgrade. Oh, Alaska. I treated myself and I really upgraded my camera. So I can't. No more upgrades for a while. Okay, Helen wants questions first. Okay, let's start with the fun questions. Okay, so the first question is, if Harry and Meghan's love story was a Hallmark movie and a Christmas Hallmark movie, how would they meet? What do you all think? What would the story be? Would it be like she's an empowered CEO, or would he still play royalty who like goes into a restaurant and she's a waitress there? What do you all think? Alaska, you are a little bit leading me astray, but it's okay. I think it's a very good suggestion, and I am very proud of myself for restraining myself. Helen called it Solo House. Would that be the name? So it would be a play on Soho House, allegedly. Solo House. And what would she be doing at, oh, you mean Soho. Okay. But maybe to not get in any legal problems, it could be called Solo House. Oh, Metal. Massage parlor. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Do you, from where you all live, do you guys have the Massage Envy chains? Just out of curiosity. Oh, like Pretty Woman. She's obsessed with Julia Roberts. Yeah, that's interesting. If it was at a place called Solo House for legal reasons, what would her job be there? Like, would she be a hostess? Would she be someone who travels all the time and is just happening to stay at Solo House? Yeah, what do you all think? These questions are getting harder and harder to come up with because I feel like I've asked a lot of the really good ones. Oh my gosh. Ivy says she would throw herself in front of his polo horse. Oh my gosh, damsel in distress. Have any of you watched Twilight? It would be like, I picture it like the Twilight movies. Like, you know, she's about to get injured and he comes and he holds back and he's, he saves the damsel in distress. C&K says hostess with all its meanings. Okay, we'll read into that. C&K. Alaska says she would be a CEO. CEO of Solo House or CEO? Would she be CEO of ARO? Which she already is. And, this brings me into another topic. Megan, I think she plays herself and what I mean by that is she doesn't act because she plays herself. Like when she's on Suits, Rachel, is that her character's name? I forget. But her character on Suits is literally her. And I think it has something to do, and I want to do a video about this, how there's such a lack of boundary that she literally enmeshes the character that she's in. And I don't know. What do you all think about that? Oh, Alaska, you love the Twilight movies. Me too. I was reading them as they were coming out. And I started them when the new Twilight movie was just a couple months from being released. It was great. It was great. Alaska, CEO of everything in La La Land. Yep. Queen of Delulu. Oh my goodness. Do you all want to go to the next question? CEO of everything. Yep, she really is. In her mind. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question, and if you all have answers for this one, then I'll read those out too. I'm so excited the chat is working now. Okay, so what are some gifts you can see Megan regifting? It's a lack of talent, Helen. Yeah, it could absolutely be. And I know in Suits, she was very close to the writer and she would specifically ask the writer to add and remove things. Oh, Alaska says I was late to the Twilight party. That's not bad though, because you got to get them all at the same time. You didn't have to wait for it to come out. Ivy of House Bark says CEO of, and I'm not going to read it just in case so I don't get in trouble. Yep. C&K says when I watched Twilight, I would scream at Bella to stop being stupid. Yep. Bella. I love those movies. I haven't watched them in a bit. It's kind of hard for me to watch them because of it's a long story. I don't want to get into it now, but I haven't watched them in quite a while, but I love the movies. Those Twilight movies, they're my favorite. The Waffle Maker, yep. Ivy of Housebark says the Waffle Maker. What else? What else would she return? Or regift? Let me think. What? If anyone got her an iron or a steamer, I could see her returning that. What use does she have of that? Alaska says to C&K Cribs, I was like that too. Yeah. Metal says Twilight was okay. It's a bit mushy at parts. Yeah, definitely Metal. Helen says jams. Yep, she has enough jams. She's going to return jams and dog biscuits, right? C&K's everything. She would regift everything. Yep. And actually that's a good point about how narcissists are, at least what I've experienced. They're never happy with whatever you get them. So I don't know why that's the case. Have you all experienced that too? No matter what you do, it's not a good experience. It's not fun finding gifts or buying gifts for a narcissist. Her wig. Helen the Iron, right? She'd be like, why are they giving me this? I have no need for this. Hi, Kelly. So glad you're here. Good morning. Ivy of Housebark says, surely not her bracelet from Trevor. Oh, no. Marianne says a mirror. Yeah, what use does she have of mirrors? Oh, what if she got children's clothes? What use does she have of those? Allegedly. Helen says the diamonds on her original engagement ring. Uh-oh. Yeah, because there's reports that she swapped it out. She purposely FedExed the ring back. So that there wouldn't be question about what diamond was on on it. She like swapped it out with a cubic zirconium or something. Okay, you guys want to go to the next question? I'm going to go to the next one, and then if you all have answers for this one, we'll come back. Okay, so the next one is, and this one this one is going to get really funny. If the Sussexes built a snowman, what would its nose be? What do you all think? I have a couple ideas, but I don't want to say it. Oh, Dell says the queen swapped them out. So these are the ones that were supposedly Princess Diana's diamonds, right, Dell? I didn't know the queen swapped them out. That would have been, if she did, it was very wise. Good morning, Ava. Glad you're here. Metal says, didn't she already give her kids old secondhand clothes to a group of ladies? That's right. And she was so offensive when she said it, right? Oh my gosh, Alaska, it would be a microphone. Oh my gosh, Marianne says a frozen Dodger. Okay, Dell, that's interesting. Good for her, good for the queen. Helen says, good one, Alaska, that's awesome. You guys, I can't tell you how excited I am that the chat is working. I love that I can highlight each one of your chats. I love it. Ivy says the extra sausage Harry didn't get at breakfast. Hi, Lindsay. So glad you're here. Hi from Scotland. Glad you're here, Lindsay. Oh my gosh, Lindsay, your picture is so cute. And actually, why don't we go with broccoli? They could use a broccoli for the snowman's nose. That's an option. I was about to say something. I can't remember what it was. Alaska says, Marianne, that's cool. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is what I was going to say. If you all have suggestions for any questions that you want to see during these like fun times we're having, feel free to email me. I have my email address now on my info, and yeah, it would be great because I feel like I'm running into similar questions or phrasing them differently, but it's good because we always have a different audience here. So it's kind of fun to see new people and new variations. Oh, hi from Australia. Oh, Dell, it's early over there, isn't it? Like 5 a.m.? Super early. Metal's asking, are you getting those storms in Scotland? Lindsay says, brilliant. Not so bad. Was a bit windy and wet, but just cold now. Oh, that's good. I didn't realize that there was storms there. Alaska says, do you think the snowman will be bronzed up? Yeah, it would be a California tanned snowman. Oh my gosh. Oh, Dell, well, I appreciate you being here so early in the morning. Usually on the weekdays, I think my live streams end up at a better time in Australia. I try to vary them because it's so great that there's people all over the world that have been joining these chats. So I want to make sure to get everybody like as often as I can. It's a good time. Metal says we got some in Manchester. Is Manchester towards the north, Metal, of the UK? Sorry, my geography is not the best. I visited London a few years ago. It was great. Alaska says, where I am in the UK, it's awfully stormy at the moment. Metal says, yeah, with some storms battering the UK earlier. Oh, okay. Lindsay's asking, was it bad, Metal? Meanwhile, in California, it's like 80 degrees. It's hot. It's hot. I had my air conditioner on earlier today. Metal says north. Okay, good to know. All right. Okay, so should we go to the next one? I only have 2 more questions, guys. But it's okay. We always have a great conversation. Let's go to the next question. Okay, what board games, and actually these could be any games, would the Sussex family play after dinner? I asked this during Thanksgiving, but I figured let's use this question and see what would they play during these holidays. What do you think? And I wonder if they would even play like White Elephant. Do you all play White Elephant? Or like Secret Santa or anything like that? I wonder if the family would play that. Lindsay's asking, are you safe, Alaska? Metal says not too bad. Okay, that's good. The game of life, Kelly says. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think is like the end point of that game? I played that a long time ago when I was a child with my sister, I remember. Hey Denise, I'm so glad you're here. First live from West Malling, UK. I hope I pronounced that right. Lindsay says Monopoly. Yep, Monopoly. And on the topic of Monopoly, are there any embellishments you want to add? Like, what do you think the properties might have been called? Like, instead of going to jail, what could it be? Like, okay, instead of going to jail, it would be to hear a soliloquy of Megan speaking. Like, that's that's jail. Dell says, what or who will she do now that they are divorced? You know, Dell, I don't, okay, so I did a video about this and my theory, I don't think they're getting divorced. I think these two have two goals. One is to make money and one is to silence the public or freedom of speech. And what they're realizing is when they're together, they're not effective at doing both. And Megan, like, let's be real, she's a walking advertisement. She merches. That's what she does. That's what she used to do before being in the royal family. She did that during the royal family, and she does that now. You know, she walks around showing her wrist, and then the next day, people are talking about buying the bracelet. And I think what they've decided to do is have Megan do the merching and the business stuff. Even though we believe she's not successful at it, she's better at it than Harry is, comparatively. And Harry is going to be the one working on the freedom of speech. And this is where this divorce thing comes in. So this week when he was in New York, he mentioned something about how the press has said 10 or 12 times they've moved, or 10 or 12 times they've said that they're divorced and they haven't been, and the press is wrong. So this is feeding into this narrative of journalists and the press are feeding misinformation. They're providing misinformation. So I think they are very tactical using the, in quotations, professional separation, because they want the press to say they're getting divorced, and then they want to come back at that with, well, we need to silence the media because what they're saying is not true and it's a lie. So I'm wondering what you all think about that. I did a video about it too. It was my theory. Like, I was up one night and I was reading this article and it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, this is their strategy. They're trying to discredit people on social media. They're trying to discredit any journalists that might be saying that they're getting divorced. CNK says drinking games because there's only adults, allegedly. Alaska says, Lindsay, yes, thanks for asking. Sarah says strip poker. Yikes. Ivy of House Park says the same. Wow, you guys are on the same wavelength. Helen Bond says hide and seek with the kids and they'd never find they'd never find them. Oh my gosh. Metal says Monopoly and Meg would be secretly stealing all the money. Yes, she would. And I think the money would have Megan's face on it. Oh my goodness. Lindsay says articulate. I don't know what that's in reference to. Oh, Sarah says strip Monopoly. Alaska says Windsor Castle. So this is what would lie at the end of the life game, Alaska. Pictionary. Harry has crayons. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And if you guys can think of like funny things they would draw, what do you think it would be? Oh my goodness. Lindsay says no. Doubt they getting divorced. It's all for publicity and keep them in the news. I kind of think that too. And I think part of it is to try to discredit people on social media. And the thing is, it doesn't mean I think they love each other or even like each other. I don't think they do. I just think it's a tactic. Hi, Squeegee. Okay, you'll watch the replay. I don't think they'll get divorced unless M finds someone else and will make it terrible and embarrassing. I agree with that. And Squeegee, I love how the little badge is showing up. So everyone, first of all, if you can, please hit the like button. And then secondly, I just started memberships and I designed these really cute emojis and badges. So if you're interested, check them out, see if you like them. Kelly says Soho House would be park, please. Oh my gosh, the most expensive property on Monopoly. Dale says, but she looks so awful now compared to a few years ago. I agree, but there's something about these like people that are narcissists, and I don't know what it is. Like, okay, so I've mentioned before that my stepmom is a malignant narcissist. And I mean, she is a cruel, cruel woman. And I mean, for 4 decades, this woman, the awful things she's done to me as a child. Anyways, beyond that, I'm sure my dad passed away 2 years ago and I haven't been in contact with her, but I'm sure she can find a man immediately. She probably had some like lined up already, you know, and I don't know, she's like average looking, I would say. I don't know how they do it. Metal says Harry won't divorce. Meg has moved him there and will control the kids. Also, his revelation in his book will come back to bite him. She has him right where she wants him. Exactly. Sarah without an H says at Squeegee. Alaska says 101 manipulation about the divorce separation. That would be a good movie, right? Kelly says, I hope they never get divorced and make each other miserable for the rest of their lives. I could see that happening. Dale says the royal family always announced divorce much later with Fergie and Andrew, Charles and Diana. Yeah. Alaska says yes, end of the game. So end of the game of life would be the Windsor Castle. Squeegee says, hi, Sarah. Hi, Nix. Hi, Sandy. Okay, it looks like I'm almost caught up on the chat. Sarah without an H says, Meg would definitely make her Monopoly money have her face on it. Yeah. It would definitely have her face on it. Dell says, my mother was a malignant narcissist. I suffered like you. I'm sorry, Dell. I'm sorry. It's truly awful. And I was lucky that it was my stepmom and I didn't have to be around her all the time, you know? And at some point, my dad recognized what was happening and really created distance between me and her. At that point, a lot of the A word had happened. And I don't want to say it because it might get flagged, but you know how there's like physical and financial and emotional. She had done pretty much all of those towards me. And I think my dad, he didn't have the full picture, but I think he understood some of it. So he just decided like to try to separate me from that. But it's harder when it's your mother because like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? So I'm sorry that you've been through that, Dell. And I wish you a lot of peace and happiness today. Do you all want to go to the next question? I'm going to put the next question. And if you have answers for this one, we'll do that. Okay, so who is on their dinner invitation list and will they attend? What do you think? Who are they inviting? And will they come? Will they come? Who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities here, I think. Yeah, anytime, Dell, anytime. Sarah says, my 18-year-old daughter has been recently diagnosed as a narc and it's so hard to deal with. I'm sorry, Sarah. Yeah, I don't know. I wish you and your daughter the best. I think knowledge is everything. I think that you know, there's ways to, you know, reinforce boundaries, and just kind of learn, like, if you continue, and this I'm saying in general, not to you specifically, Sarah, but if you continue a relationship with them, there's ways of protecting your peace. Like, for example, I have one very close relation, and I don't want to say how they're related to me because they sometimes listen, and but this person is I believe is a narcissist, and I love them. So I don't want to end that relationship. But what I do is whenever I'm around them, I picture myself like I'm in a bubble, and I remind myself, my emotions are my emotions. My problems are my problems. Their emotions are not going to penetrate this bubble, and their problems are not going to penetrate this bubble. Because what I find myself doing when I'm around that is I get so worked up when they talk about their problems, and like I want to fix. It's like literally a transfer of the burden from them onto me, and I can't do it. So I have to picture myself like in a bubble, and that stuff is not gonna penetrate. So I mean, these are all things that each person can figure out, like what the best way to do that is. Kelly says, my mother died when I was little, and my stepmother was a narcissist. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm sorry, that's rough. And I wish you peace also. They look how many people they impact, right? And it's like one person can leave such a lasting impact on your life. Pam says Marcus Anderson. And Pam, do you think Marcus is going to show up? Dell says the Pope. Oh my goodness, do you think he'll show up, Dell? Metal says Diddy with his oils. Yikes, 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 yikes. Ivy says William and no. Yep, I could totally see that. Kelly says Oprah and Gail. Nick says Doritos and that's it. Nobody else. Backrid and they would come. Oprah or CNK says Oprah, Tyler, Corey Gamble, who's Diddy's buddy. Yep. Sarah says definitely any politicians they think will help them out. Yep. Squeegee says my mom is a narc, worship my brother. My dad wouldn't let me live with him full time because they had agreed to never separate us. She knew I'd want that at some point, I'm convinced. Okay, Squeegee, I'm sorry you have to go. And this is what you're talking about here is something else I want to talk about, how narcissists create, as parents, they have a golden child and they have a scapegoat. And yeah, so it sounds like that's kind of the dynamic that happened with your mom. But have a good day, Squeegee. I appreciate you coming here. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Sarah without an H says, well, she's violent as well, so we had to go no contact for now. And that is hard, but I have to remember she was adopted and we just tried to do our best with what we had at the time. Exactly, exactly. You know, you do the best you can, and it's important to remind yourself of that. A lot of times we take responsibility for things, and as you know, there are some people that are not accountable for anything, like Meghan Markle. They don't take responsibility for anything. And then there are some of us, and I'm one of these, that I feel like I take on much more responsibility for things that really were not we're kind of out of my control, right? So yeah, I'm wishing you peace, Sarah. Squeegee says, oh no, Sarah, that's so tough. I think my niece is as well. Yep. Pam says, H, yes, to see Harry. I'm trying to remember, Pam, who you said. Let me scroll back up. Pam said Marcus Anderson. Oh my gosh. Dell says, my sister is an arc and I miss her, but had to separate completely. Exactly. Some people you just can't. And I have a couple of narcissists like that I can't. With some, I mean, it's a decision you make for each person, and knowledge is everything. So knowing what you're dealing with is what helps you decide whether or not you want to continue relationships with them. And if you do continue relationships with them, how are you going to protect yourself? What are your boundaries? Like, I don't know. One of my boundaries, and I didn't realize was a boundary, was talking about finances. Because this person that I'm telling you about would ask me very, very private questions about my finances and would sometimes ask me this in front of many, many people. And it would just make me very uncomfortable. So that made me, and that was in my gut. Like one time I answered her, and in my gut, I immediately felt like this was I should not have answered that question. So now I tell this person I'm not answering that question. Yeah, so Sarah without an H says, Squeaky, I'm so sorry and I'll see you around. Yeah, can't wait to see you again, Squeaky. Squeegee, sorry, Squeegee. Alaska says, thank you for this live. My date is here. I'm off to dinner. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Take care, revealing in chat. Bye, Alaska. Have a good one. Enjoy your date. C&K says, me too. I take on others' burdens for some reason. Honestly, I do it too. It takes a conscious effort. And I mean, I literally have to visualize the bubble. Metal says, Sarah, how come you don't have H in Sarah? Oh, yeah, Sarah, how come you don't have H in Sarah? Sarah says, thank you so much. I'm working on it. And she says, my mom named me after my crazy Aunt Sarah, so I got stuck with it. Squeegee says, bingo, exactly that. Revealing I was parentified, oh yeah, and turned into the help and never allowed to live my life. He got to do whatever. I like to say we had 2 different mothers. In my 37th year, I freed myself. Yeah, Squeegee. Yep. Parentified. I was definitely parentified also. Yeah, definitely. Kelly says, great chat as always. Gotta go back to work. See you all next time. See you soon, Kelly. Thanks for coming. Metal says, crazy Aunt Sarah. She sounds cool. Sarah says, at Alaska, good luck. And at Metal, my family is unhinged. Oh, I get it, Sarah. I'm sorry that your family is unhinged. Mine is quite unhinged as well. Okay, guys, so this was the last question I had. Do you guys want to go into that article? Let's go into the article. I did talk about it. Metal says, unhinged families are the best. Lots of fun. Oh, yeah, my family's a hoot. Oh my gosh. I actually, like, this Thanksgiving, I spent it by myself, and I'm probably gonna do the same for like the Christmas season. Like, I don't want to be around people. It's too much headache, it's too much drama, and there's only so much. Like, I think I've told you all, I lost my soul dog in March this year, and after that happening, like, there's only so much I could take on at a time. Sarah says the holidays are wild. Okay, guys, I'm going to go into this article that came out in the Daily Mail yesterday. And it's really referring to, and I did a video about it yesterday, but it's really referring to what happened in that German documentary where a neighbor was reported as saying Megan is not an asset to Montecito and she doesn't really go out or get involved with elite Californian community, but quite Jolly Harry has gone out and commingled with the community to a certain extent. And okay, the article continues. Prince Harry declared this week that he has no plans to return to the UK because his family are so happy in Montecito. And we all see that, right? If you can think of evidence where that shows that Prince Harry is so happy in Montecito, please leave it in the chat. I'm interested if you guys have any evidence of that. The article continues. The Sussex's A-list neighbor, Katy Perry, has agreed to perform at the Invictus Games, while friends Oprah and Tyler Perry are also among other supporters living in the celebrity-heavy enclave of California. Yeah, we saw how close all these people are, the way they were dodging her on the red carpet. But it appears that not all locals are happy with the couple, with one claiming the Duchess of Sussex is more aloof than her husband, who is jolly but not fully involved with the locals either. And then this reminded me of just a couple of weeks ago, like maybe beginning of September, Megan did that where she went to that school in Santa Barbara And she talked about how she was the most bullied person in the world. So she's done some work. She's done some outreach. Yeah, but you guys stick around because there's going to be 2 pictures that are from this article that are hilarious. And I only have 2 more things to read and then we'll get to those pictures. Neighbors and locals in Montecito have spoken about the couple's life there and admit they don't often see them unless Harry is on his bike followed by a security team. And that's going to be one of the pictures I'll show you. And there are also questions about their elitist lifestyle. Their neighbor that spoke to the press was Richard Maynards. And he's the one that says, I personally don't think that Meghan is an asset to our community. She doesn't really go out or get involved with the community. He said, Harry has to some extent, and he's quite jolly, but Meghan doesn't seem to get seen anywhere, and you don't see him either. Metal says he had his pick of palaces, rent-free cottage with acres of land. Yeah, right. He's happy there in the USA. Honestly, with people driving them around everywhere, with the security they didn't need to worry about, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Completely metal. The article continues. Mr. Maynards was speaking to a new German documentary called Harry the Lost Prince. There are also reports they're planning to send Archie and Lilibet to a prestigious private school, which will test how much they will get involved with their community. Again, we all believe that. Oh, Ivy, wow, we're on the same, it's like, what is it? I can't pronounce it. But it was like right on your mind, and the article says it about the kids. That's awesome. All the security they have is to prevent people booing them, honestly. Did any of you, by the way, see this documentary? I heard from people that it seems like it is really positive towards Harry, but really negative. Well, not really positive, but more positive for Harry and more negative for Meghan. Yeah, Metal agrees with you. Sarah says, I would have looked the best and smiled and been an awesome royal for all of those things. That, and how satisfying to be going around and helping people. Like all these people, they're just happy to see you. They just want to talk to you. And I mean, I would have loved that, to go out and do good, like to literally do good. Yeah. Okay, so here's the first picture that's in this article. I think we've all seen this before. And the caption says, Meghan and Harry share this desk and mainly work from home. The Duke of Sussex is seen mucking around outside the window while working from home on his wife's 40th birthday in 2021. One neighbor has claimed that she is not an asset to the community. So I am going to leave this here. And I want you guys to throw as many comments at this picture and this caption as you can, because I can think of like a ton of funny things to say about this. Yeah, like the first thing that pops out at me is that Meghan is not sitting ergonomically. Like it seems to me that the laptop is too high. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ivy of Housebark, no neighbors mentioned the kids. Sarah says, yes, the charities galore I could pick from. I know, I'd be giving the money away. Yep. Metal says, beige table, beige walls, beige chairs. Yep, all beige. All beige. And I mean, I don't know about you, but if I was sitting at that table, I kind of would want to face the fireplace. Right? And then if you're sitting on the other side, you can also look outside the windows. That would be my preference. Ivy says, yep, old picture, same old story. So what really got to me was that they share this desk. They share this. And it makes sense because neither of them really work. Like, what is it? They work an hour a week. They don't need separate desks, right? If they're only working an hour a week. Metal says, beige fireplace, beige clothes. Yep. Maria, beige stilettos. Yep. Sarah, without an H. Hey, Mama, can I come back inside the house yet? It's starting to get cold out here. I finished all the gardening, Mommy. Can I come inside now? Where's my allowance? I added to your comment, Sarah. Del says, looks photoshopped. Yeah, what parts do you think look photoshopped? Maybe there is this little like shadow on one of the legs of the chair, maybe. And like, who in the world piles on copies of their own? Like, to me, okay, so allegedly the books that are on the table are copies of Megan's book, The Bench. So to me, like, this is like, okay, well, we can't sell them, so we better use them for something, right? it's so tacky. It's just so and is that a plate next to her? Like, is she eating? Oh my goodness. Like, it's so extra and it's so obviously staged. Who in the world prepares their food, puts it on a tray and brings it out for themselves and then takes a picture of it? I don't know. What do you all think? Sarah without an H says LOL. Yeah, I think it's quite funny. They make me laugh. It's so extra. Sarah says, I took care of all of the rescued chickens and they are happy now. Ivy says, so authentic, completely authentic. At least the dog looks comfortable. But again, like, why is the dog behind you? Like, I would want to place my dog somewhere where I could see them. But again, this leads to how this is not authentic. Like, I don't think this is just for the picture, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, do you guys want to go to the last picture that I have? It was from this article. I think I'll do that. And then if you all want to talk about this again, we can. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this this caption says, Prince Harry loves a solo bike ride in his spare time, but he's followed by his security team. How is that a solo bike ride then? Like, come on. And I wonder, this celeb, candidly, that's probably somehow related to Backgrid, right? What do you all think? Yes, Sarah, my dog would be in my lap or at my feet. Exactly. Exactly. The dog would not be back there. The dog would be near me. Absolutely. Like right now when I'm talking to you all, my dog is sitting in the back of my chair. She's right here. She loves it. Yeah. And, you know, for someone who complained about oh, that's a girl's bike medal. How do you know? Is it because of the shape of the white part? Sarah says they can smell evil. The paparazzi, Sarah? That's how they know to go and take the picture? Oh, the dog. Sarah means the dog. Okay, I got it. And also, didn't Harry complain about how he never went on bike rides with his dad, and then pictures came out of him going on bike rides with his dad, and here he is going on a bike ride without his children. Like, if that's something that he really wanted with his children, why is he not doing it? I don't know. Metal says the frame. Interesting. I didn't realize that. The tires look like super heavy duty though, too, right? Wow. I didn't realize that. Sarah says with the dogs. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Is there anything else you guys want to comment on either of these two pictures or the article itself? Here's this picture again. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Like the flowers. Do you think those are real flowers or fake flowers? Sarah says, yes, he did. He said King Charles was an awful parent. Yeah, and yeah, I think, in my opinion, Harry seems to be an awful parent. Why is he out on a bike ride and he was the one that complained about not going on them as a child himself? Why is he not taking his kids? Metal says, I'm into my bikes. That's definitely a girl's bike. Oh, okay, good. So we have someone that, like, you know what you're saying. Like, I wouldn't know. But yeah, how interesting. I wonder why he would do that. Do you think it's like Megan's bike and he took it out for a ride? Yeah, so strange. So strange. Yep. All right, you guys. So I don't have any other like content for you all. Are there any topics or anything you all want to talk about? Witty says, I think Harry is riding an electric bike. Oh. Could that be Metal? Could this be an electric bike? Sarah without an H says, Charles seems like he tried as hard as he could in the place he was put in. I agree, Sarah. Ivy says, but everybody, even Diana, said Charles was a good father. Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I don't remember what video it was, but you can see him making like silly faces at his children. I thought it was so cute, like on camera to do that. Sarah says, I didn't even think about the bike being a girl's bike, but Metal, you are right. All right, good. So we have two people that know about bikes saying this is a girl's bike. Wow. Could he be merching the electric bike? That's a good point, Dee. Oh my gosh. And maybe it was meant for Megan to merch it. And Megan's like, I'm not doing this. You go do it today. I'm tired of merching. You go make the money today. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Anything else that anyone wants to talk about? Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee. Oh, definitely merching, Sarah says. Yeah, completely. That makes a lot of sense now. C&K says, in my opinion, King Charles is a good man and he tried, as did Diana. But Harry is a prince and I'm not surprised he's spoiled. Yeah, I think they did both try. And, you know, some people just aren't meant to be, right? And I think they both tried as much as they could. And I think, unfortunately, you know, Diana was really in love with him, really wanted it to work. And at the same time, Diana was so young, you know? Metal says it's not electric. It doesn't have a motor on the back wheel. Metal says back wheel just has disc brakes, no motor. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it open. Is there anything you all want to talk about? Sarah says, is there anything new from the past few days? I've been out of the loop with a sick kiddo. Well, the big thing I can think of is that Megan has announced herself CEO of Arrow. I did a video about that on my channel about what responsibilities a CEO has, how a narcissistic CEO might be, and how Megan would be as a CEO. It's a pretty good video. Feel free to check it out. That's all I can think of. Anyone in the chat, if you can think of anything else that's happened in the past few days. There's also the Tyler Perry event that Megan went to, and then Harry went to that event called Deal Book. Was that what it was? And he did an interview there. Dell says, why did she need so many bodyguards leaving the Tyler show through the trash area? Honestly, Dell, did you see the Sidley Twins show yesterday? Because they talk about that and it's so ridiculous. Like, yeah, I would recommend you all please watch the Sidley Twins episode yesterday, because they talk about what it's like when they were leaving. And yeah. CNK says all it's missing is a back basket for flowers. Oh my gosh, yes. Ivy says, never mind, it's a bike. Metal says, Ivy, I agree. Shandy says, will you watch the Polo thing? No, I don't think so. Because for multiple reasons. One is I didn't realize like how badly Harry used to treat the horses, or his horses. So I feel like I'm inadvertently supporting Harry's treatment of horses if I watch it. So I don't think I will. And also, I don't think there's a whole lot of content that's going to relate back to Meghan and Harry. And I've never really watched Polo, so I don't feel like that much interest in it. And then they say executive produced by Harry and Meghan. So anyone that like has taken a lot of English classes, let me know. But to me, it should say executively produced, because it's either executive producer and it names someone, and that way it's the executive is an adjective because it's describing a noun. but produced is a verb, and so executive is an adverb, so it should be executively produced. But I don't know. What do you all think about that? Sarah says, I'm still catching up on all of the videos I've missed. There are a lot. Yeah. Ivy says, CEO of nothing. Way to go. Go, Megan. Hi, Silver Moon. So glad you're here. Yay. Sarah says, I think the twins said they watch it and come back to report so it doesn't get the rage watch views. I agree. And I totally support that. That's part of my reasoning too, because I feel like a lot of people will report on it and there's no reason for me to help the numbers jump. Metal says Polo sounds, and then sleepy time. Sarah says, or maybe Jen. Yeah, maybe Jen will watch it and report back to us. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will, and we can try to keep the numbers down. Yeah, do you all have big plans for today? Dell says my grammar is correct. Okay, good, because I was like, I don't know why it stuck out like a sore thumb to me. Executive produced? No, executively. And I had to like talk it through like why I think so, but it should be an adverb because produced is a verb. And adverbs end in ly. Anyways, I can be sometimes nitpicky about stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I can do? I can maybe show you all a video of Megan pushing Harry. Do you guys want to see a video? Let's see what it would... Oh, my videos aren't here. Aw. Okay, I don't have my videos, guys. Next time I'll have them on backup ready to go. Darn, I didn't have them. CNK says, still decorating for Christmas. That's fun. That's a good day. Witty says, my own PO, but am leaving the TP award. Don't you think if she was really being protected, wouldn't they be guarding her as she came out of the doorway and moved to the car? Exactly. I think it was staged. Exactly. She, just when she was getting in the car, that one security guard, like, or that security officer kind of blocked her, but she was walking, like, she took multiple steps before she got to the car and no one is protecting her. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. Oh my gosh. Sarah says, I need to put up the tree. That's great. That sounds like a fun day. Do you make like hot chocolate and do it like at the same time? Have some hot chocolate, put some marshmallows in it, maybe have some Christmas music playing? Mariana, just a quick hello as I'm watching the opening of the Notre Dame ceremony. Oh, yeah. That's going on today. Once this live chat ends, I'll probably go watch it too. Yeah, that must look beautiful. And right in time for the holidays. That's great for it to open up. How exciting. Are any of you going to watch that? The Notre Dame, sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. The opening ceremony? Amazon keeps making notifications. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I hope not. I hope it's not distracting. All right, guys. Well, it looks like things kind of quieted down. Sarah says we play music and fight over where to put the ornaments on the tree. Metal says nah. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the chat now. I'll have another live stream likely tomorrow, and I'm thinking I'll do it at like 6 p.m. Oh, thank you, Sarah, that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Thank you. I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. And yeah, it'll be a good time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so much. If you can, please hit the like button. I appreciate it greatly. Ivy says Backred would not have any pics with all the bodyguards around her. Exactly. Exactly. She needs to be able to walk out without the security guard so they can get a good picture. And then when she gets to the car, they need pictures of the security. Baby Grandma says, I turned it on to see William arrive. Yep, that's kind of what I'm going for too. Thank you everyone for coming. Bye, Silver Moon. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Metal. Bye, Shandy. Thanks for coming. Mariana says it's going on right now, Sarah without an H. That is my daughter's name, and I use it when I have to leave my name. Aw. Look forward to tomorrow too, Del. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your morning, rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you